Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be here again in TICTeC after 10 years of having attended the first one. And now with this new organization, Abrimos.info. Abrimos.info supports organizations, journalists, governments, and citizens in generating strategic knowledge from essential data for democracy. That's our tagline. Today, we will be talking about how we frame the problem, the solutions we are building. I'm going to go through some of our impact, and then what is still missing and what can we do together. So my name is Martín Szyszlican. I've been born in Argentina, and I live in Mexico for the past 8 years. I was working in Mexico for an NGO called Poder, and now I'm working for Abrimos.info. I have always done, from the design perspective, how can we improve democracy with technology. I have worked in many, many areas, and I have collaborated with my society and other organizations that are present here in several different projects. So how are we framing the problem? We think that some institutions are missing out on how to generate strategic knowledge from massive data sets. I mean, we have convinced mostly, or some states, to publish lots of data. Sometimes they publish quality data, but we have not convinced them or the public that this data is actually useful and can help them plan and strategize better. The question would be, why is it so hard to keep open data portals updated and continually publish top quality data sets? And this is the situation, like they don't use them. So this is what we are trying to solve. How we are trying to solve them by using data and strategic knowledge. And we have developed a software that allows domain experts with no programming skills to analyze and visualize big volumes of data. Introducing Teseo ETL. So Teseo, you know this guy? It's a Greek story. This guy takes the ship to a shipyard and they change every part of it. And the paradox is it still the same ship? So that's the metaphor. That's what we do with the data. We have this modular system that enables automated consumption of diverse data sources, transformation and loading into storage optimized for querying and analysis. And it has been tested for ease of use with our target audiences, and it can be installed inside government networks. And also we can use it on our servers to serve media and NGOs. So I'm going to show you the parts of the system and some use cases. So first, the importer. The importer is the way we get data into Teseo ETL. It can do OCR for scanned documents. It can query databases or open data sets. It's quite flexible in that regard. We have been thinking about these problems for many, many years, and finally we have a solution that's adaptable for most use cases. And Sociedad.info. Sociedad.info is a project we have done in Guatemala that was created during an outage of public information. So what happened I'm going to show this slide first. What happened in Guatemala is that there was a change of government, like they do. There was a conservative government, and then there was one that was maybe a bit less conservative, and people were scared because the government was being attacked, and the contracting database, Guatecompras, was brought offline for about 10 days. During those days, there was fear that they will be deleting contracts to hide corruption. And we had a backup of this data that we created a few months before, and we uploaded it to our website, and it became viral. Lots of people in Guatemala were questioning whether the contracts were going to change, and we uploaded it. Sadly, a couple of weeks later, the technology director for Guatecompras was murdered. A couple of guys in a motorbike targeted him outside of his office. This confirmed everyone's fears and made our website be recognized as a great tool. And I will go back to this slide. You can see here, right there, it says that the dataset for contracts in the official website, like the Szczylican of the government, only has 36 views. And in the same period, Sociedad.info has had 200,000 unique visitors. Google loves us. So when people search for a company name, they're usually looking for their products. And they are greeted with our page, which talks about how much money from the government this company has. And I think this is a very important change of mind for lots of people. And also, the core audience of our website is journalists and researchers, but we have lots of people coming in. And this is only for Guatemala. We are planning on doing this in more and more countries. For instance, in Ecuador. So I'm going to talk about TESEO again, the transformer part of how the ETL works. The transformers are the part of the system where we standardize data, we transform it to a standard or a different data structure. We can unify it with other sources, and we can enhance it by adding information. In this case, in Ecuador, we have worked together with Fundación Ciudadanía y Democracia. They helped us define 26 red flags for contracts in Ecuador. Ecuador publishes their contracts in OCDS data standard, which is a format that everyone should be using for public contracting. And we have analyzed them. And what happened? There should be an Ecuadorian flag where it says EC, but don't worry. Together with Ciudadanía y Desarrollo, what we did is we brought this analysis to more than 400 civil servants. We created reports for 13 municipalities, and in the two cases, Quito municipality, they created a new guide for procurement that removed some of the steps to be able to include more local companies selling to the state. And in the case of Cuenca municipality, they use the Observatorio as a way of doing internal audits. And this is a screenshot of one of the reports. And I also want to talk about another project, Pídala.info. Pídala.info was our first project as Abrimos.info. This one is in Mexico. And it had several iterations. First, we started trying to make it easier for journalists to make massive requests to thousands of institutions. In Mexico, we have 8,000 offices that have to respond to freedom of information requests. But in the national platform, you could only send up to 30 requests at a time. But there are many research where you want to send requests to all municipalities or to all federal entities. So we were trying to make this easier and also to facilitate notifications, but they didn't like it. They actually said, they wrote in an email that we were doing a denial of service attack against a public good infrastructure. So we had to stop doing that. And we started analyzing the whole data set. So they publish 10 million answers, all the freedom of information requests that every Mexican entity has ever received, or the ones that have not been lost due to incompetence or whatever they are doing, are published in a database, and we analyze them. In this case, we were working for the Puebla municipality, and we helped them categorize the answers, the questions they were getting into new categories. Their internal system was based on what was the pathway for replying. Like, do I need to find a document? Do I need to ask someone? This is the type of categories they had internally, and they were not very useful. So what we want to do is to help them understand what were the categories they were actually in which the citizens were asking, and so they could understand what information they had to publish to prevent getting more requests. And we use an AI-based analysis for this. There were only 4,000 requests, so maybe it could have been done by hand, but we really wanted to test this new AI thing. We did this together with LAIA, which is Laboratorio Abierto de Inteligencia Artificial. They are from Argentina, and we were using open model called Llama from Meta. And we were asking the model about the categories and the quality of the replies, and this is all in a report that is already available. It was very interesting to them. Sadly, Mexican voters voted for a government that is against transparency or reforming the way the transparency institutions work right now. These were some comments we got from our first version from journalists. I'm going to skip that. I want to show you. This is the commissioner of INAI. INAI is the National Transparency Institute in Mexico, which was already dissolved by a constitutional reform. And we were very insistent that they should make a backup of everything. They had 76 terabytes of information. This is freedom of information requests, but also what they call obligaciones de transparencia, which is what they are mandated to publish every 3 months. And so the conversation was complicated. They wanted to give us the data at first, but in the end they didn't. But they published this tweet, which says they have a backup in some drives, and she's showing them. So hopefully they do. But what we did is we got together with some other NGOs. We are 5, and we are copying everything via scraping of the website. I don't think we're going to make it to the 76 gigabytes before the platform is actually made offline. They are threatening with that these days to make it offline. But we are doing that. And so we will be ready to check when we have a new platform whether or not they have modified some things. And that's it for Pidala. I just have one more project. This one will be short, I promise. Gobernantes. Gobernantes is database of candidates, and we have used it in Argentina, Colombia, and Mexico. The issue with Gobernantes is that used to be funded by Meta, and I think Meta was only playing to the political tune of incorporating NGOs to their fact-checking process, but they've decided to cut the program. So we are still out on how we are going to continue doing this project. This is a project where we have verified candidate information. This way, anyone who wants to verify who are the candidates, especially for smaller constituencies, they can check. It's still online, but I don't know how are we going to continue improving it. So this is a screenshot of one of the many things that TESEO can do. We are using the OpenSearch dashboards software for data visualization. I will be happy to show it to anyone if you want to see how exactly it works. And now I want to ask, what can we do together? Like, we are all here, we all have similar problems. So how can we continue working? We have preserved several databases. I think that's a need in this changing political landscape. So if you have this fear or want to just archive things and don't know exactly how, or want to share our experience, we can do that. We also have big audiences, especially in Guatemala, but in other countries too. And they are researchers and they are interested in public data. So if you have an idea of what to do with those audiences, we are open. We are experimented right now with ads, supporting with ads our publications, because we have so many visitors. Not sure if that's good or not, if we're going to make enough. But if you have ideas, we are open to discuss that. Or any other project where you see TESEO ETL could work, like transforming data, making data visualizations automated, automating reports, alerts, whatever. We are open to those kinds of collaborations. And finally, a bit more about us. We are a small team. We have journalists, we have programmers. Everything we do is open source. And we like to get involved in promoting projects. So we like to understand. We're not just a technology partner. We like to understand and work together with the project. So that's it. I will leave you with this question. What do you want to learn from data? Thank you.